All right. Hey, Anas, how are you?
Hi Miraj, I'm good. How are you?
I am good, thank you. Finally, we're doing it after moving it around for
Yes,
a bit. Okay, cool.
yes,
So I'm sure you might have watched the previous episodes of, how we do this with the campus leads, and
yes, I did.
you are one of our outlier campus lead, right? Considering the fact that you're probably one of those 4 or 5 Medico campus leads that we have at Adventure Park.
Yes.
Right? So tell me what brings you to Adventure Park and how do you feel about being the minority?
Mhm. Um, what gets me to Adventure Park is the environment and the people there.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically, um, you know, medical colleges or any other colleges, they're not a place for, you know, what I'm trying to say is that the kind of group that you want, that you need for your growth is not always found so conveniently at colleges. I mean, there's a lot of small talk you can say in groups that we make in colleges, like इसका क्या चल रहा है, उसका क्या चल रहा है, this that, and it's really not a productive kind of talk or conversations that can help you in your personal growth and things like that. So um, I don't remember exactly how I found Adventure Park. I think it was through Instagram or something.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started, come to Adventure Park, but I was very low-key person. 2, 3 months I came to Adventure Park, no one noticed me. I didn't talk to anyone. I just wanted to see how things are running here.
Okay.
Just, in the shadows, just lurking in the shadows here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Just देखने के लिए, हुआ क्या. 2 months later, I talked first time in Adventure Park after coming for 2 months, observing for 2 months. उसके बाद में शुरू करा कि सेठ से बात. So then I found like सही जगह है. People are talking, um, people are networking, people are getting things done. Everyone's working on something productive. It's a nice place to have. It's a nice place to be in. So I would recommend to a lot of people, irrespective of where they're from or uh, uh, what field they're in. I would suggest them to go to Adventure Park and experience it for themselves.
Awesome. So I have a question. I'll actually pass on this question to you. That this is a question that I keep getting a lot. A lot of people keep pinging me, asking me when they meet me in person or online. They keep asking me, is Adventure Park only for engineers? Do you need to have something to be part of the Adventure Park community? Um, can I be part of Adventure Park even if I don't have an idea? Or, I am not an engineer, so can I be a part of Adventure Park? And if yes, what is the value that I'm getting apart from, being able to be around a lot of innovative people, dreamers, ambitious people? But after that, what is it? Anything tangible that you can think of? And how do you answer if Adventure Park is for everybody?
Yes, I mean, it makes sense. It's understandable why someone would say, yeah, someone would ask that question. But I would like to tell them that it's not just for engineers, or it's not for, as I said earlier, only a particular set of people who belong to one particular field. It's for everybody, and you can understand that in a few days that you spend over there, few days you go. Uh, how that helps you as a medico, as anybody, is that it kind of fit into what you can contribute to. It's a very like it's a there's no certain agenda, or there's no exact expectation from you when you join there,
Hmm.
and you can join as a campus lead from your own college. And when you go there, you're just there are no certain like sets of expectation that are put in front of you for you to fulfill them. It's just that. You go there and there are a group of people who you can talk to, and you can figure out what you like to do. There are a lot of opportunities over there, like lot of companies that you can, uh, make friends with the founders and help them out in any way that you can, and build a network. Uh, it's basically a very fun place,
Mm.
um, not restricting to your field or anything else, or gender or anything else. I really like that about it, and yeah. So I mean, for me personally, how it's a very interesting story if you want to hear how it
Yeah,
personally helped me.
totally.
Mm, so I mean, when I first went to Adventure Park, I was the kind of person who was like dead scared of being at stage. Stage fear इतना था कि it was always on my mind that one day, I should work on this and eliminate this. So I found Adventure Park to be a good place to test that thing out.
Mm.
Getting to a stage and like talk in front of a talking one on one is very different from talking to a group of people, uh, and all eyes on you, and it's a different feeling. You can get stuck, you can get your brain can stop working, and there are a lot of things that can happen. So I wanted to get that thing out. I will get the stage fear out. So, and why Adventure Park was the ideal place for me to do that is because I didn't know anybody here. I thought, if I messed up really bad, next day I would stop showing up and no one would recognize who this fellow was.
Hmm.
So,
Okay.
uh, instead of doing it at school, I thought Adventure Park would be a good place. So personally, I found, there are red talks for people who don't know. Adventure Park conducts ed talks. These are kind of panel discussions on very interesting topics, and you can get to be a part of the panelists. You can talk on them among other panelists, and there'll be a crowd who watches you, who votes for you, uh, and it'll be a good place. It's a good starting place for you if if you have stage fear, or if you feel you have a problem talking to a group of people. I think that will be a good starting place as it was for me. So I started there. I was part of a panel discussion. Thanks to you, I didn't want to be even then. I didn't want to be a part of that domains ka panel. Uh, but somebody recommended, and then I was like, chalo, it's a responsibility now. Prepare करके जाएंगे, and it went well. So वहाँ से थोड़ा confidence आया कि चलो, uh, talking on stage is not such a bad thing. कर ले सकते हैं, it's not. वहाँ से बस I in fact started liking it. Uh, what was once my fear, I started enjoying it.
Hmm.
Talking to a group of people. That's a very big change that happened with Adventure Park.
Awesome.
So yeah. So
I
yeah, I don't think it matches to being engineer or anything else.
Yeah, and it's got nothing to do with your degree or qualification. Your
Yeah.
And I keep repeating this every time. Your ability to do anything has got nothing to do with your qualifications or your background. Okay. I remember you as one of the most mm, what's the right word? Let's say, I used to see you in all the sessions and all the workshops that we used to do, like oh yeah, this guy is showing up, it means this might be good, right? So you were my scale for a lot of those sessions and stuff. Which one would be your favorite session with respect to the takeaways, where you think you learned something really tangible and you're like, oh yes, I got something, and this is something that will help me in the future, or I learned something.
I mean uh, the
Hmm.
domain name I think was very interesting, and it really changed my perspective. I didn't know anything about domains prior to that, and that session where you are taking the when you were taking that session, it was really informative, and it changed the. Uh, I didn't know this whole thing exists,
Hmm.
and yeah, it was very helpful, I guess.
Okay.
That was among many other events.
Awesome.
And
Uh,
even if there's not a particular session, uh, I mean, there need not be just a particular session with a certain topic that should help you. It's just that when you go to an adventure park and uh, mingle with a lot of people, you get to know how things are done. That is, I think, a very important part of your learning. You just how things operate, how idea is a different thing, and running that on ground is a different thing. You get a close insight of how it's done, and even if you're not looking to start up right away in your life at where you are, I think that perspective from founders perspective and a team's perspective, I think it really gives you that backstage insight, and it's invaluable.
awesome. Okay. I have a personal question. Okay. I'm not sure if you know or not, but I wanted to be a doctor. I tried a couple of times and I couldn't get into it. So it's
Okay.
it's a
it,
love.
it happened for the better.
Yeah, I'm totally happy, with whatever I chose,
Mm.
considering the fact कि मेरे से इतनी मेहनत I don't think हो पाती थी, and that's why God chose this one for me. It's a different story that I'm working double hard here. Um, but
Yeah,
I want to hear from
but you
you.
love it.
I'm loving it. I'm totally loving it. But I want to hear from you. What am I missing? What would I have experienced if I were to have gotten into what you got into?
Hmm. I mean, I personally feel that MBBS is very romanticized and very glamorized profession.
Yeah,
It's,
like entrepreneurship.
from the parents. Yeah, you can say it. Yeah, you can say that. It's very glamorized and everyone wants to get into it, but they don't realize, how different things are at the other end of it, and how different it can be from your expectations. Um,
Nobody talks
I mean,
about
there
the
are a lot
life
of
behind it. Yeah.
sorry.
Nobody talks about the hard life behind it, how intense it
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It can get very like very intense. For example, like what I'm currently doing is I'm doing internship from a government hospital. So that is depending on the kind of posting you have, it can get sometimes very toxic, like from your seniors, like the hierarchy of professionals that work in a hospital. You're at the bottom end of it
Mhm.
as an intern. So that can kind of get very toxic, and you see your seniors getting scolded for small things, and the work hours are very inhuman.
Right.
You get 36 hours of continuous shift you get, in which you are barely allowed to sleep, and the load of patients that come in, it's very toxic, it's very hectic, and you have to, sometimes go into kind of an autopilot mode that, whatever happens, whoever is saying what, you just need to get a few things done. You need to give the care that people required, and at the end of it, you're not paid that well as well. A lot of people when they come into this profession, the first thing in their mind is money. एक बार इसमें चले गए तो पैसा ही पैसा है. They think that couldn't be further from reality. Uh, if you want to put uh, hard work in one skill and money in the other, I think the lowest that would weigh is this profession. So if you're trying to get in for the sake of money, that is right. I don't think you're
This
you're
was
in you're in for a lot of disappointment.
hmm, this was one of the most important reasons why I did not, choose this. When my mom was willing to pay for a paid seat, I said, uh,
Uh,
in invest that in a
You
property,
don't
it
think?
will pay you more than that I can ever pay you after you invest this much in me. So
Yes, definitely, definitely.
that was the best decision of my life.
And the study, yeah, it was. I totally agree. That would not have been worth it. Definitely.
Yeah. Um, this podcast will be watched by a lot of people. And do you have any tips for people, who want to get into medicine, who are really passionate about it? Yes, expectations have been set right, but what was your preparation like? And how did you feel when you got into it? And what was your experience getting into it like?
Well, one thing that the summary of the whole my whole experience, uh, I'd like to begin with that. Is that, anything in life, be it preparation for medicine or anything, I think the key to be happy in life is that, either you do what you love or you fall in love with what you're doing. So those are the only two ways where, in my experience, that you can ever be happy with what you're doing and you can succeed in that.
Right.
So that I realized that I tried for the first time my story. I tried for the first time in that exam. I didn't do well enough to get a free seat into college. So that uh, before that I was अपने पास बोलते हैं लाठौर. I was a little लाठौर, and I wouldn't focus that much on preparation part. I had a lot of friends. We would go out, have fun, then not really think much about how much effort that needs to be put in.
Hmm.
So after that first failed attempt, I realized life can't be uh, the way it is now. You have to step up your game. You have to cut out uh, the distractions. You have to set a goal and then pursue it. So it was, I think I got 8 months for the second attempt. And I remember I studied for like around 11 hours per day. It was, and I slept exact 11 to 4. 11 to 4 was my sleep night. Whatever happened in the world, I would sleep at 11, get up at 4 or 5, and then go to college. I spent 12 hours there and, get the things done. And one of the most important things I feel that people miss while preparing is the part where active recall helps you, like solving questions helps you. People continuously, who are preparing, they read a lot. They read a lot. They read vast amounts of information. But the only effective way that information can be, uh,
You.
set inside your brain like cement is only through active recall. Is only through you can't ratify an information enough number of times and expect it to stick. And you need to, in competitive exams, you need to apply that information in ways that you're not prepared for before. So you need to be mentally prepared for doing a lot of gymnastics in the paper. And that only comes when you know the concept from its root. And
Hmm.
you need to ask very stupid questions. You need to ask very, very, questions that make you feel uncomfortable, may make feel the teacher uncomfortable. But you need to get the concept, from its root, so that will help you a lot. And yeah, solving questions, it makes you dig into your memory. It makes you dig into your brain deeper, and when you get that right, you won't forget it the next time. So solving questions, testing yourself again and again, that is the best part of that's the best way to prepare for any exam.
Awesome. Last question from my side. And I actually hated people who used to ask this question to me, but at the risk of being hated, I'll still ask you. Feel free to ignore it or not answer it. What was your rank?
Okay. uh, my my state rank was 87 and my all India rank was 2700.
Wow, That's
Uh,
a bomb rank.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Alhamdulillah, I got what I wanted, and Alhamdulillah, I
Alhamdulillah.
got into it. But
So it was NEET or MSET?
no, neat. Mine was the last batch to uh, start. Was the first batch actually, first batch to give neat.
Okay.
Before me, everyone gave MSET. So
Mm.
mine was the first. In fact, in the middle of first year, we have to shift from MSET to NEET because the pattern had just changed.
Wow. Awesome,
Yeah.
man. I mean, um, I don't know, but I'm personally feeling proud. 87 is a killer.
Thank you so much.
And I know it's not an easy feat in any way. So I can imagine the amount of hard work कितने शादियां वली में मिस करना पड़ा होगा.
Yeah, yeah. My uncle's engagement. I couldn't attend my uncle's engagement,
But it's worth it.
because yeah, it was in the end worth it. Was in the
And
end worth it. But
uh,
you come to realize, okay, you need to love that you're studying. You need to love the concepts. You need to kind of romanticize it in your own head. You know, to cope with that, you need to. I think किसी भी चीज में you need to kind of एक illusion create करना पड़ता है. Even if you deep inside know कि it's kind of boring, but you need to romanticize it a little. Okay,
totally,
wow, this is so good. इतना मजा आ रहा है इसमें.
totally.
And you
And
start to eventually love the
yeah,
as you get better, you love the process. You fall in love with the whole process of
exactly. And
uh,
everything that you're saying holds true for all the fields actually. And also, thank God nobody gave me the active recall wali tip when I was preparing for my medical. I would have gotten into medicine. So,
yeah.
okay, cool. I think we have last 10 minutes. This is your part. Do you have any question for me? You can ask me any question and I'll be honest and answer.
You're missing Adventure Park. Are you missing Adventure Park? What are you missing about it? And what are the things? Yeah, that's the first thing you answer.
I'm
I'll ask you other
definitely
questions later.
I'm definitely missing Adventure Park, and when I say I'm missing Adventure Park, it's the team that I'm missing. I'm missing, the people. I'm missing, um, जो रोज का traffic jam रहता था अपने office में. I'm missing that. I'm missing, the line of people who used to be there. I'm missing the noise. I'm missing the fights. I'm missing the dirty offices. I'm missing, not being able to shout on Ilyas and Usaid and Maz and,
Uh,
Ubaid and Fire and so many other people. I'm missing, so I'm getting pitched here as well. So I found a library jahan pe I'm, spending most of my time, and I have started befriending a few people. So a lot of people, are now coming and talking to me, but एक दिन में एक दो हो रहे समझिए, but not as much as I used to do back in Hyderabad at Adventure Park. I used to get pitched like exponentially more. So I'm definitely missing that. And I also realized in the last 3 months, I have spoken very less when compared to how much I used to speak at, Adventure Park. This also means I'm not thinking much. So I've begun to realize when you talk, you think a lot, and when you think, it's actually mental
yes, yes.
exercise, right? It keeps your brain active. And my brain is actually, getting into the hibernation mode, and I'm scared of it, right? That's an inability, and I can't afford that. So I'm trying to be back ASAP, or at least get a job यहाँ पे कौन सी तो भी
Yeah,
यहाँ पे I'll get to talk to people. Customer service is the best one, but yeah, I
yeah.
hope. Yeah.
My second question would be, how different is US from India as a system? and what are the things that you'd, as an entrepreneur, like to change in US
Mhm.
and in India? What are the differences between the both, and किसकी चीज आप किसमें डाल के you'd be happy?
India and US are very different actually. Okay. I think US may the whole sense of enterprise is huge, but sense of hard work is very less, which is more in India. And I think that is largely with respect to the population difference that we have. India is hugely populated, and the US is what not even 10% of what India is. तो जिसकी वजह से यहाँ पे we depend on we do our work ourselves. India में it's do it for me, अपने को आए तो भी अपन नहीं करते. लेकिन one thing that I extremely love about US is its traffic system. It's extremely disciplined, extremely disciplined. So much so that it could be very very fatal अगर कोई भी एक बंदा mistake कर दिया, right? So imagine it to be an orchestra जहाँ पे everybody knows what part they are playing, but one guy missing
Okay.
his part will screw up the whole orchestra, right? So everybody knows के right lane में
Mm.
कहाँ जाना है, left lane में जाना है, traffic signal, nobody takes over, nobody, no, irregular lane changes, nothing. So you are absolutely robotic, and I have begun to drive like that, and I'm so scared
You'll
because
have a problem when you come back.
exactly I'm scared, right? Because India में it's very intuitive. इंडिया में इट्स एक्सट्रीमली
Mm.
इंट्यूटिव, को मालूम है कि सामने वाला लेफ्ट जाने वाला है या राइट जाने वाला है. यहाँ पे you wouldn't know until and unless that guy switches on his indicator. तो you know
Sometimes it's, yeah.
and I
Mm.
think last 3 महीने में मैं हॉर्न सिर्फ 2 या 3 बार सुना, वो भी खुद के लिए, when the guy behind me honked for me to move. So these people don't honk, right? And they take offense when you do it. So it's
Oh,
crazy. It's crazy. It's very different and very it's pulls apart. Um, However, I think India में जुगाड़ culture is something that we should take extreme pride in. यहाँ पे लोगों के पास जुगाड़ culture है ही नहीं.
yes.
कोई चीज खराब हो गई, फेंक दो,
अच्छा.
चीज खरीद लो, और they keep doing that. But that's not the case in India. In India, we make things work, and I think यहाँ पे आने के बाद में I tried to do that so much that people got borderline irritated with my attitude. I'm like, नहीं, मैं तो नहीं फेंकने वाला हूँ. Call me कंजूस, call me गरीब, call me whatever you want to call, but I can make it work, and I made it work. So yeah,
That's a good ability to have in anybody, to make things work.
yeah, and I think it's a
Jugaad
cultural
culture
difference.
is,
Hmm. It's a cultural difference. So yeah.
yes.
Any more questions?
So when are you coming back?
I don't know, buddy. I should be back before September 23rd. I don't know the exact date yet. September 23rd, because that's when my visa is expiring. So I hope to be back
Okay.
before that. Yeah. And since we have
Right.
field on 17th, so I should be back soon.
Right. One last question. It's a bit personal one.
Mhm.
Uh, what hair products do you use? Do you use any particular hair products?
No, I just find whatever shampoo I can find. I just use whatever shampoo I can find in the washroom, and I just get done with it. Um,
Nice.
there have been times when I've used toothpaste. There have been times when I have used many other, ridiculous things. Let me not talk about it on my hair. And I think I should be a little gentle to my hair. But ठीक है.
Okay, that's a surprising answer, but
Yeah. Awesome. I think it was really, really good. I have to give a
mm,
shout out to my nephew, Uzair, whose bedroom I'm using right now for this thing. He was kind enough to let me.
I have to give. I remember I have to give shout out to Atif.
Okay, for?
Uh, he I don't know how, but he found out that the next podcast was mine,
Uh-huh.
and he asked me to give a shout out for the same.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Awesome. So guys, if you're watching this, please go follow IC Uzair on YouTube and leave nice comments. Tell him you found
I'll
him,
see you soon.
his mama. Yes. So thank you so much, Anas. It was wonderful. Loved talking to you, and
Thank you, Meraj.
I
Thank you
hope we
so
do
much.
some really big stuff at Adventure Park together. I think I have a few ideas that I want to come back and discuss with you.
Sure,
So
sure, yeah.
yeah, great.
Definitely would
Thank you
love
so
that.
much.
Thank you so much, Meraj. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.